What is up guys, Cardtalker here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Lopmon Alliance deck with a little bit of update from BT-16, but most of the stuff we'll be using is from EX4 and the start deck, or the advanced deck. So without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. So for the Digitamas, we are going to be running 4 of the EX4 Cherubimon. This one, whenever a Digimon is vested by an effect, you can draw one. So very easy to do, but additionally you can also run the Gummymon that lets you draw one. But actually you get to use the Alliance pretty often, so this one is pretty easy to do as well. And you can also proc it off other effects like Hidden Potential and Unleashed. So I think, yeah, it's pretty good. So 4 of those. For the level 6s, we are going to be running 3 of the Cherubimon from ST17. This is the advanced deck one. And first it has Alliance, and on evolution you can play a level 4 or you can delete a level 4 or lower Digimon, and then from your hand or trash you can play a purple or green level 4 and below Digimon. So this card's really good for removing bodies that can blast evolution into level 5s. So I think you can use this to kind of prevent your opponent from blast evolving and just set up your board for Alliance. So overall, a very solid card. Considering actually bumping this up to 4, but I think 3 is a good number. You get enough, and you still have some cards to recycle cards back to your hand. So I think 3 is fine. Next, we're running 2 of the Cherubimon from EX4. This one also has Alliance, and it Digivolves on top of dual color green Digimon for 3 cost. This one evolves into Antilamon for 3, so you can pretty much get the 3 cost evolution pretty easily, since we're not really running anything else except for those conditions. And on evolution, until the end of your opponent's turn, this card and a level 5 or below Digimon get the effect of when this card is deleted, you can play this card for free. So mainly it's going to be used just to stall a bit. So if your opponent is playing a deck that does deletion based effects, if they delete you, you can still come back, so you can still do your Alliance and stuff. So pretty okay. There's obviously a lot of removal in the game now that doesn't delete, but it's a nice option to have. So running 2 of those. We're also running 1 Cherubimon from EX4. This is mainly for a little bit of removal, but once we get the Cherubimon Ace, this will definitely replace. The ratio for the deck will be very different once we get the EX6. Yes, once we get the EX6 stuff, because there's some more support for the deck. But since you guys wanted to see this one, I decided to pump this one out first. And there's going to be some changes, but not too big. So mainly it's going to be a little change in the ratios here. But yeah, running this one just for the removal. This one lets you on evolution and on attack deduct your opponent's Digimon, one of your opponent's Digimon by 3000 DP for each of your rested Digimon. So it can add up to quite a bit. So I think it's quite nice. And this ratio is also very flexible for you guys, but yeah. Alright, next we are also running 2 of the Cherubimon X Antibody. So this is a new card that we got from BT-16, and this one is also used for removal. This one Digivolves on top of Cherubimon for 2 cost. So all of these you can Digivolve on top of the 2 cost. And on evolution or on attack, once per turn, you can play a card from your hand or trash that's a yellow or green level 4 or lower Digimon without paying its cost. And then at the end of your turn, once per turn, if you have Cherubimon or anybody in this card source, you can pop a level 4 or lower opponent Digimon. And then for every other Digimon you have on the board, you can increase the level by 1. So obviously, since this is the Alliance deck, you're going to have at least the Digimon, so you'll be able to pop at least a level 5. So pretty awesome. I'm only running this at 2 because it does require, the second effect does require you to have a Cherubimon, so if you open with this without any of your other Cherubimons, it's not as great. But 2 is a good number, I think. Next, for level 5s, we're running 4 of each of the Antilamons from EX4. So the purple one, at the end of your attack, lets you play a green level 3 from your trash. And then the inherit skill lets you, if you have another rested Digimon, you can grab a green Digimon from your trash back to your hand. The yellow one lets you recover 1 if you have 3 or less security at the end of attack. And the inherit skill, if you have another rested Digimon, you can give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2000 DP. So I think the purple one is a little bit better, but the yellow one is good for recovery too, so that's definitely nothing to scoff at. So we're running 4 of each, just for a little bit of consistency, but these are, you don't have to max them out at 8. If you want to have more techs, you can definitely, you know, run 1 less of each if you want. So yeah. Next, for the level 4s, we're running 4 of the Wendigomon from ST17. So this one, on evolution and on play, you can delete 1 level 3 or below Digimon, and then if this effect did not deleted one of your own cards, then you can play a Cherubimon or Lopmon from your trash. And the inherit skill is when this card is rested, you get +1 on DP. So if you have a Cherubimon that already uses effects or you don't want to use it, you can kind of use this to pop that and then fetch for another Cherubimon that you want to use. So it's very good for searching. It's a very nice option to have. So we're running 4 of those. Cherubimon or Lopmon, because we're running both in this deck. And next we're running 4 of the Wendigomon from EX4. It's got Alliance, and at the end of attack, if you have another rested Digimon in play, you can grab a green Digimon back to your hand. So pretty much the same as the Antilamon. So the Wendigomon's pretty good, but we're also running Gargomon from ST17. So when this card is rested, you can, at the end of the turn, you can give one of your Digimon jamming. So this is one of the targets that you want to bring back with your effects if you're doing Alliance. Because a lot of times when you're doing Alliance, you're not going to get any effects off from those. So Gargomon is the perfect target for resting. Just giving you piercing, or sorry, giving you jamming is just very useful. So we're running 2 of those. You can run it at 3 if you want, but I am running 1 teched in Gargomon from EX4. This one is better as a source because it gives you 2000 DP. So if you don't have another Digimon on board, or you don't have the Gargomon, it does let you, another Digimon to rest for Alliance. Having this give 2000 is pretty good. And actually for our level 4s, we're actually only running 5 Digimon with Alliance. So if you want to attack with level 4, these ones are the ones to go to, and then these ones are kind of just for support and building up your line. Next, for the level 3s, we are running 4 of the Lopmon from EX4. This one looks at the top 4 of your deck, and you can grab a 2-color card that's green, as well as a card with Susie in its name, and then you put the rest at the bottom. And the inherit skill is very important. If you use Alliance to rest one of your Digimon, you can Digivolve into a card for 2 costs less. And we're also running 2 of the Cherubimon from EX4. This one is the same, except instead of Susie, it grabs Henry, and the inherit skill is the same. So we're running 6 of these. Next, for the other level 3s, We're running 4 of the Cherubimon. This Cherubimon is just too good not to run. Being able to play being able to play a Lopmon and or a Tamer for 2 costs less is just really strong. So we're running 4 of those. You can cut it down to 2 if you want, but I think 4 is a pretty good number just so you can open with it. And we are going to be running 2 of the Lopmon from BT-17. I'm planning to cut this out for 2 more of the Cherubimons though, just because most of the deck cards in the deck can use Alliance, so it's not too useful, but in off chance that you don't and you're stuck on level 4 or something, getting your Alliance is okay. So running 2 of those, but this is definitely potential to swap into Cherubimons as well. For Tamers, 2 Suzy and Henry. So at the beginning of your main phase, if you have 1 or less Digimon on the board, you can play a Cherubimon or a Lopmon without paying its cost. And that Digimon cannot Digivolve, and it will be deleted at the end of your opponent's turn. But that's okay, we have lots of ways to retrieve them in this deck. And the second effect is, if a Digimon with Cherubimon or Lopmon in its evolution source, which is pretty much everything in this deck, with Digivolve, you can rest this Tamer to reduce the cost by 1. So pretty solid. Next, we're running 2 Mimis. So since this is an Alliance deck, I want to have Digimon out on the board as often as possible. So for the options, we are running 1 Hidden Potential Unleashed, just so you can Digivolve for cheaper in case you need it. A lot of times you don't, but it's nice to have. And for the consistency boosters, we're running 2 Green Memory Boost and 4 Double Typhoon. This is entirely optional on how you run it. You can run the Green Trainings if you want. Personally, I'm not running Green Trainings because I have the Lopmon and the Cherubimon to help me reduce the Digivolution costs. So I think, for me, having the Memory Boost is a little bit more helpful. But definitely really flexible. You can run 3 training, 3 Double Typhoon if you want, or 3 training, 3 Green Memory Boost, and no Double Typhoon. But I think Double Typhoon is pretty good in this deck, just so you can get another body out on the board when you need it. But yeah, the consistency booster is really flexible. And if you're playing Japanese format, not everybody has access to the trainings, just because they're from a limited pack. But I think they're getting reprinted in the Star deck soon, so probably get more when that comes. But that is pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But the deck is pretty straightforward, but it is flexible. There are a lot of slots in this deck that can be changed for other things, and there are, depends on how you kind of like to tune the deck, just because there are some cards that can help you boost consistency but reduce the firepower, or there are cards that can help you increase the firepower but then in exchange you lose consistency. So yeah, it's really up to you guys. Depending on your playstyle, you can kind of adjust it how you want. There's also some choices you can run for removal. There's that Cherubimon option, or you can also run Giant Missile for removal if you want. But this particular build is a little bit more aggressive, and we are relying on removal on our turn instead of our opponent crashing into it for security. So I never like relying on security for survival, so that's one of the reasons why when you see my deck profiles, you don't see that many defensive options. But that is pretty much it for this deck, guys. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Kardaku, and I'll see you guys next time.